Folks, welcome back to the channel. Dog the Stacking Investment. Gotta warn you up front, I'm gonna be, because I don't do editing, so I will be pausing the video because this lot is so massive that I can't get it all on the set. Doesn't have to do with coins, but this is up to my channel haters, and you're really gonna hate this. If you've been watching my videos, you saw where I got a bunch of Franklins, the 48s, 49s, 51 through 54 S's, 55. Bought a bunch of stuff. Massive haul. I told you a gentleman passed away and the family dumped his collection. Well, they also dumped his stamp collection. Now, what I've went through, I haven't went through all of it yet. I was just fumbling through it. I don't think he collected individual stamps like you'd think regular stamp album collecting the individual stamps for the slot. This man collected full sheets, and he also collected what they call plate blocks, and I'll explain that in a minute if you're not familiar. He also has some unused and some used special envelopes. I got a whole series of these. I don't know if any of you remember seeing these. These are all unused. Got some of the old airmail envelopes. There's many of those in this collection. Here's a book, 15-cent stamps. It's never been cracked, and the stamps are still in there. So, and there is some canceled stamps. I find envelopes of those, but this man pretty much collected the plate blocks, and these are all unused. So these are still postage just went up to 66 cents a stamp. I could technically put 1, 2, 3 of these on an envelope, send it to one of you guys, and it will go through, because postage, as long as it hasn't been canceled, is still good. So these are all 22 cents. I got this. I haven't went through, but there's thousands of, I can't tell you how many thousands of dollars of postage there is. The plate blocks are a group of 4 that have the plate block number right here. And pretty much, except for the canceled stamps, everything in this collection is a plate block. And I mean, this is just one envelope. I don't know. I think the man worked for a post office, because I'll show you something here in a little bit. But that's just some stamps I gotta figure out. Here's a full sheet. I don't know if you remember when the bird stamps came out. Full sheet. Still usable. Still able to, what were these, 20 cents? So I throw 3 of these on and a 3-cent stamp, and I could technically send you a letter. If you notice, the cardinal is, more states have the cardinal for the state bird than any other thing. So I got a full sheet of those. That's nothing. Now here are some singles of unused stamps. I'm going to try to gingerly get this out of here. I don't want to mess them up. I do plan on going through this and taking stuff to the flea market. Now these are singles, but these are all still unused. So I can still put these on letters and use them as actual postage. Oop, upside down. There you go. The deal was too good for me to pass up when I started looking at it. I was given a dollar amount, and I looked through it, and I said, yep. The man organized his plate blocks by number. I'm not going to pull them out, but this is one of the collection. Everything he has, or 99% of it, is blocks of 4 with the plate block. He's got some really nice stuff. He numbered everything. I found a numbering sheet where he was keeping track of everything as he parted it up like this. And this little box is nothing. Just going through. These are still, like I said, still usable stamps. See if I can tip the box up so you can see just card after card. I mean, the man was dedicated. He was dedicated. Let me get down. Let me find one of my favorite stamps. When I actually was dabbling, this might get me back into fill some spots. I may have to go through my album and see if he has anything I'm missing. I was working on a pretty nice album an album collection, and I kind of gave up on it. Where is it at? I saw one in here earlier. Give me just a second to find that one. This is one of my favorite stamps. Oh, here it is. This one here. Sorry, I can't get it out of it. Oh, and then I forgot. Not only is there a plate block on one side, there is a whole different plate block on the other side. So every one of these things has a plate block on both sides. I forgot to mention that. So you can imagine how many's just in this box, and this is nothing but this stamp right here. That was one of my favorites. Let me put that. I mean, he's got a numbering system, and let's see what the last one in this box is. This is the last one, card number 1111. So, I couldn't begin to tell you how much time this man spent. I mean, I got a few. Now, this is an odd plate block because you have the plate block number, but then there's 4 stamps. So technically it should be cut along that line, or should be torn across here and across there to give you your plate block. But he's got a plate block of 4 sets. So you get the scenery and mail early in the day. And there's 3 of those. The man was dedicated. He even kept, I'm wondering if he worked in a post office, because he kept all the paperwork. I guess this was the flyer that went to your post office, and he kept those. I mean, I got a whole slew of these. So he was a devout collector. Speaking of the plate blocks, this cabinet here, which is approximately a foot wide, but it's like 3 feet long. And as I open up the drawer, this is massive. It's as long as my arm. I've started over here counting, because he had the stop right here and there were some things there. But this man was dedicated. And just to give you an example, mark this so I can put it back. I've already inventoried this. There's 22 plate blocks in there. So there's 4 stamps per plate block, and the face value is $4.40. And these are all these flags, 5-cent stamps. And they're all plate blocks. It's probably not the best one, but even if I pull up the next one, and he has them numbered, this is 1,254. No, it's not a pretty one either. These are plate blocks for the Christmas. There was 21 plate blocks, 4 stamps in each plate block. That face value was $4.20. Let's see if I can find something a little more interesting. Here we go. Alright. There you go. Amateur radio. Now, something interesting with these, why I chose this, notice the plate block number, 27898. It's in the lower, would be in the lower left corner of the sheet. I know that because the little tear line's right there. And down here, this would be the bottom left. 98. And then, oops, but wait a minute, we got a sheet line over here, so 98 up on the other corner. Then we have a 899. Then we got a 900, 900, 900. Then we drop back down, 901, 901, 901. Then back up to the right, to the top right corner of the sheet. So he was stocking up, and these are all unused. Unused and never been hinged. And that's his stock number 1,260. I got this at a hell of a deal. I mean, he's just got, oh, here's another cool one. $12.68. I haven't inventoried this one yet. But these are 5-cent stamps. And there's a whole bunch of these. So the man was an avid collector. That's why I'm wondering, because he's got so many plate blocks, I'm wondering if he was maybe a postmaster at a post office or something like that. You know, over here, these are more, not as many in it, in the envelope, in the cards that he made up. The 131A. Oh, Lord. I guess he does have groups of 4. But everything is a plate block. Let's see if I can get something a little better. Something a little more unique. No, commons. Come on, well, we got something good. Let's go a little further back. I mean, this man was... There we go. Let's pull out this 1065 right here. 3-cent stamp. Perfectly usable. Postage stamps. Of course, you got to stick a lot on there to cover 66 cents, but as long as it hasn't been postmarked, you can still see the glue. And now they're still loose on the inside. I checked these. They're not stuck to the plastic. They're still They're still free and loose. Like I said, this drawer is about 3 feet long, this box. And, I mean, I just got all kinds of stuff. Let's see, hold on, let me pull this thing out here. I need to get this out anyways. Now this is the whole panel. Generally these were your sheets. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then they were 5 across to give you 50. I don't mind that. That is on the plastic. Figure out what he did here. Yeah, that's on the plastic, not on the stamp itself. See that move? That's not on it. This is, he was just protecting the sheet, but got the little postal zip code guy there, all the way up with the plate block number. So that's cool. I'll pull that out and put that somewhere else. But these are all, everything in here. It doesn't matter which one of these. It doesn't matter which one of these cards I pull out. They are all plate blocks. This man was throwing away a fortune in postage stamps. And they're all plate blocks. I mean, it's just unreal. Oh, you haven't seen nothing yet. Hang on a second. Let me close this up. I've got full sheets of the half-cent Franklins. Not just one sheet, but I have several sheets of them, and then I have several sheets of the 2-cent stamps, and yeah, those are full sheets. Those are full sheets. We may have to go, my timer is running out. I may have to go into a part 2 to show you everything. I think I'm running out of space on the camera to make some deletions. Got a few more minutes to show you some other. I'll bring this stuff back in part 2, but let me show you here. He's got a plate book album that he doesn't just have one of these. Where do you see my other videos? I mean, look at this. Look at this. And these are all unused. I mean, look at this. The man was devoted to collecting stamps. And each and every one of these is still usable postage. He's got enough. He could have opened. Now he doesn't have the earlier stuff in this album. I'll show you one more before my timer. Before I got to cut it short and I have to go to part 2. But here's another album, plate blocks, and oh my God, the man was devoted. Just flipping through. And he's got every spot. This is like a lifetime of collecting here. So he didn't just have like one. of a lot of these. He's got multiples. It's just unbelievable. So let me cut this short and see what, let's see, I showed you that. Let's give you an idea on that box. This is like that 10 by 15 envelope. And just look how long that box is. I mean, that's 1, 2, 2.5 of these envelopes long. And why I think he worked for the post office, because these envelopes are United States Post Office, Greenville, South Carolina, for official business. So for him to have these, I haven't showed you that. But anyways, if you're interested in, stay tuned for part 2, and I'll show you the rest of this collection. And we'll see you on the next one.